I'm with Tracy-Lynn Chisholm and Emily MacLeod here at their new gallery in downtown Cornwall, Ontario in the old Standard Freeholder building. Ladies, how did this project come together?
Lots of dreaming and a need.
Yeah. It's an amazing space. I mean, the space has a lot of history, and I mean, this room here, nice lighting, nice ceilings, lots of white walls to work in.
It was a vision because it didn't look like this when we walked in.
So what are you doing here?
Well, it's predominantly our working space. So Emily and I do our work here throughout the week. We do have workshops and we do that kind of teaching.
Okay.
And then a couple times a year we have a show like this where we transform our workspace into a gallery. Now we will always have our space in the studio that's going to have our work on display. Because I mean, clients are always coming in, they want to pick up some of Emily's jewelry or some gifts, things like that. But predominantly it is our workspace, so it's like our little hideaway.
And it's huge.
It's awesome.
It's a lot of square footage. I mean, it's nearly the whole second floor.
Not quite. Maybe eventually when we trickle out.
Now today you have a lot of different artists on display. We're gonna walk and talk while we're going here. So how is the public responding to this initiative so far?
This is the first time that we've been really open. It's open to the public. We've had students through for workshops and various things, but this is the first big opening to see, what's going on up here.
How big is the demand for studenting and learning and studying the arts? Because we have our new arts council now here in Cornwall, and there's a ton of artists in the region.
Yeah.
There's
always people looking for classes and workshops and just an art experience. So
do you guys
inspired? We get so caught in the humdrum of life and the 9-5, and really when they come to the studio, and that's the one thing we've noticed, is people get the sense of an escape of 4 hours, that they don't have somebody tugging on them saying, "Mommy, I need your attention," or "I need to make supper." Like, they literally come here and they get to be themselves, and they get to come play.
Do you guys have a website or a Facebook page yet?
We have a Facebook page, OBO Studios, and all the events are posted there.
What's it called?
OBO Studios.
How would people spell that for those that are spelling challenged?
Yeah, OBO Studios with an S.
Okay.
Yeah. Tell them what it stands for. This is what we came up with a couple of years ago. It was always our tagline, "Our Beautiful Obsession." It's because we're obsessed with making beautiful things, so that's why we use the acronym OBO Studios.
So it's not or best offer, yeah.
That's what we say, or best offer.
Or better offer.
Better offer.
On the artwork.
Does that happen a lot? Do people go, "You're not charging enough, let me give you more money"?
Yes, I'm not joking. I've gotten tips before where people are just so excited about what they've been gifted, and when that happens, you just realize, my goodness, there's artists out there who really recognize how much work we put into pieces, because it's not just 10 hours a week or 40 hours.
By the hour.
No, it doesn't work. It's the piece of your soul.
I find though that a lot of up-and-coming artists, because you guys are established, you've been doing this for a long time, you've built up your brand, but a lot of new artists, they come out and they're trying to charge like equivalent prices to you guys, or they're charging by the inch, and it's like there seems to be a chasm between learning your craft and building and getting your work out there, because when someone sees one of your pieces in someone's home or on someone, that's building up a cachet of value for it.
There's no easy way of pricing art. There's no easy way of valuing it. So you can get the price, good for you. And if you can't, well then you have to readjust and redefine and figure out.
Everything is a learning curve when it comes to art, and there is no rule book.
So I was just having a discussion about art recently. What's more important to you individually as artists? Hitting the most amount of money for a sale as a piece's recognition, or depending who or where your art is placed?
It's either the above.
Either the above?
It's all about our beautiful obsession. It's really about creating beautiful things, and
the best thing is knowing that your art's going to somebody's home who's really going to appreciate and love it, regardless. If it was a gift, if it was a donation, if it was purchased for the highest price you could command, it doesn't matter. As long as you know that it's like your baby. It's got to go to a good place. Otherwise, you're not happy no matter what the price was.
2 weeks ago, I was at the Montreal Museum of Fine Art, and one of their displays was Baroque and Middle Ages. And we were looking at paintings that were 400 and 500 and 600 years old. Can you imagine someone centuries later looking at your work and having that live on?
Never even thought of that.
they'll probably look at my stuff like, what the heck was she thinking?
Yeah, what the heck are you thinking? I was just looking at some of your stuff and the big eyes. What's with the big eyes? That's
They're just thingies. I don't know what they are. They come out of my imagination. They're uncensored. They're just fun.
Did you have a lot of nightmares when you were younger?
No, these are the happy. The giggies are good. They're happy and they're fun. We need more happiness in this world.
Yes, because your art is mostly very bright colors. And like vividly bright colors.
And they're still not even bright enough, trust me.
Yeah. You're creating new paint mixtures to get there.
With Emily, who does such beautiful, refined, elegant work. So it's a great dichotomy. We have a great balance that way.
Well, let's keep walking, talking, so we get to your guys' actual work, because I think we have here.
We have Margot Boucher. Her work is here, and then right beside we've got a couple of Emily's pieces.
So this is all part of the Apples and Arts tour.
Yes.
This is the fall tour that.
Our tour. Another one of our artists on display is Miss Kim Hunter.
And are these people all connected to your studio, or is it just strictly part of the Apple and Arts tour?
We've been working together, gosh, 5-6 years together. Emily and I have been working a decade. But
this group has been gathering like once a week, usually, to paint together and just kind of bounce ideas and see what everyone's doing, stay in touch, plan shows.
It's our extended artistic family.
Yeah, some of the work's really, really awesome. I've really surprised at some of it.
And a lot of people in town know these artists now because we've been showing together quite often. We do a lot of markets together. And
whose work is this?
This is Anna Weinel. Anna's another individual. She's lived in this community for, my goodness, 33 years. And she's very well known in the community. She uses palette knives. She has a very thick impasto kind of style.
That's the other great thing I'm just noticing. There's so many different styles and mediums being used on display here. So who do we have next?
Still Anna's work here. And we are moving into Michelle Beckett.
Michelle.
Now Michelle's also a poet.
Okay.
And the great thing is she mixes in her poetry with her artwork. And her love of vintage things, like you'll see a mirror over here.
Yeah, that's very cool.
It was her mother's mirror. So beautiful collection of her work here.
Emily, do you cross mediums as well, or are you strictly jewelry?
No, I have my paintings. We're getting to them on the other side of the
All right. I see. I can already feel the brightness coming from the corner of the studio, Tracy. So this is your workspace also now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can't tell today, but it's usually a mess.
Okay. Yeah, and art should never be neat.
No, trust me, it's not. If you come by, make an appointment, and come some other day, you'll see the process, like it's the same.
See, and as expensive as some of your bigger pieces are, I mean, some of your smaller pieces are within reach of the average person or student or young person even.
We always wanted to be mindful of everybody. I'm one of those people that I love going to art shows, but it's so great to be able to leave with a little piece of the artist. And sometimes it's just a greeting card, or a calendar, or a teeny tiny original.
Yeah, because in today's economy, a lot of people can't afford $100 for a piece of art as much as they'd love it.
And we all work up to that. I'm sure Emily can attest to that too. Often, sometimes your bigger pieces is from somebody who's admired your work for years and actually slowly saves up, and one day they come and say, I want that piece. And they're just so excited because it was something that they built up to, and then you know they love.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. This is Emily's work? Okay, so Emily, are you going to tell us a little bit about your work?
Sure. I love flowers. I've always painted florals. These ones are painted actually on vintage fabric.
Wow.
In the background, so that's what you can do, the pattern all coming through. So I really love objects and things with a story and things that are vintage. And the other two pieces on the wall here are also mine, a totally different look with the chair.
Have you guys ever done pieces that someone bought that you just didn't want to sell? Is it hard to let go of some of your creations?
It's not. It used to be. I found it really big. I had a harder time until I had no more place. And then I realized that that is your gift to the world, that you do have to let go.
Yeah.
And by the time I'm done with the piece, so I've lived it, I've had it, I've enjoyed it, I've come to the conclusion of my relationship with that thing. And then like anytime I ever see that thing that I've painted again, I always remember the process of painting it, and basically look at those objects differently forever. So it's kind of like the experience has happened, and I'm glad to pass it on to somebody else.
So for people to come down to the studio and visit you guys and to take advantage of your space and your services, what are your hours?
We don't have hours
Okay.
per se, but if you go to our Facebook page at OBO Studios, you'll see everything listed there. If you want to contact us, our numbers are there. If you're interested in workshops, they're all listed in the events. And that's pretty much the best way to get in touch with us.
All right. Well, thank you very much for the tour.
We have one other thing you haven't seen yet.
What?
You haven't seen our bread and butter wall.
Oh, well, let's look at the bread and butter wall.
This is our bread and butter wall, and this is something
So why is that bread and butter?
Emily can explain.
Well, I like to paint huge for the most part, so my pieces all have a fairly large price tag, but entering into this business venture and having to like pay rent now, we decided that maybe we should come up with a way of making artwork that's a little more affordable, that we can, produce
High volume.
high volume. So we've collaborated together to come up with this concept for this bread and butter selection, the flowers and the bees that pollinate them, basically. So we worked together. I did the flowers, Tracy did the bees, and we tried to arrange them in a way that they all work together so that people can come in and buy one piece from our bread and butter wall, or they can buy 10 pieces from our bread and butter wall, and they all work together in whatever arrangement they want to put them in.
And what do the bread and butter paintings normally sell for?
They're $80 a piece. Yeah, and they're, what did you say, Trace? They're buying us.
Well, I love the idea that they're buying not just a product, they're actually buying us more time to stay in this space and to be able to do more of what we love and be more.
So you're not government. You guys are basically a business. You're not government supported or sponsored.
Oh gosh, no.
We would like to, if anybody in the government listening.
So basically, the only way you can survive, like my business, is if the public supports what you do and coughs up their cash.
Coming to the workshops, coming in, buying product. Hey, we're even open to donations. That would be a new concept, but we've always done everything on our own, and I think there's something to be said about that too.
Absolutely.
Because we can stand on our own, we can support ourselves, and we're a thriving, living business. And that keeps you for the long haul.
And I think that something that a lot of people misunderstand is that what grows an art community or grows a community in general is true attraction. You can't have a bureaucrat or a government person says, this is nice, and expect everybody to come running. I mean, ultimately, any artist lives and dies by the public's response to their work.
And we're liking the response so far.
All right, thank you.